Yo, E-Dirt. So, we got to go just up the road. I got to wake up in my own bed. It was rock and roll. Liquorland National Enduro Championship Series, event number 2 on the year at Wild West. We knew it was going to be a big improvement from Dundee. We knew we were going to see much bigger numbers on the page as well. We did. I think it was over 150 entrants come the end of play. A lot of the local guys coming in, the guys that are used to riding EWXEs and local events like that, they know Wild West and they pulled in by the numbers. It was huge, very dry, very dusty, very rocky, very challenging. Nice 25k loop that Francois and the crew up at Wild West laid out. I was on point, I was running around, I was doing a little bit of announcing, a little bit of commentary. It was a good vibe, real good vibe. It looked like it was going to be stormy the day before when we went out to the recce with the TV crew, and unfortunately those clouds never rolled back in on the Saturday. It was crazy hot right at the beginning of winter, so out at Hot Ease, you know it's always going to be plus VAT. Really great racing, absolutely huge. So we had all of our international flavors back. We had Flanny, we had Blako, we had Double T, we had absolutely everyone who's been getting all those stamps in their visas. They came back and they were in the big lineup. There was a huge push in the early laps as well. Remember, the pros had to go out and do 5 laps. Flanny was up there, Blake, Wade, TT, Scotty B, all the big swingers. It looked as well like Dueno was going to be able to walk away with this one. And unfortunately, on the very last lap, whilst leading, he had a clutch problem on his machine. So commiserations to Dueno. We know you had that one there, buddy. So just keep your chin up. It's a long season. You've got plenty more other races to prove your point and get the job done. Of course, Dueno was coming off a poor ride by his own admission down at Dundee, so he knew he was on the comeback trail. He's been swinging it big out there in the low-felt series as well as on the EWXE series. So he's in good form, just had a bit of a mechanical, which is very rare for Dueno, and unfortunately it's just one of those freaky ones I think came about because of the heat. Also mechanical problem coming out of the returning Brett Swanepoel. First time anyone's seen him out in anger on the Pepsi Plastics factory Husqvarna. Unfortunately, he had mechanicals quite early in the race as well. We saw him retire, so that changed things up completely. The top 3 were in the big breakaway though, and that was always going to be Double T, Scotty B, and Wado, and those guys were kind of flipping a coin to see who was going to walk away with it. The quiet destroyer in the background was Flanny. Flanny also coming back from his injuries that he picked up at Dundee at round number 1, and he came out swinging, looking very comfortable in the Proudly British Yamaha, and was kind of like just in the background, and then on the last lap just pulled it out of the bag and came absolutely flying. So Flanny walked away with a big win in the E1s. He was chased down by another Yamaha, and that was Alta Tevet. Scotty B, the big winner down at Dundee, 3rd place for him. Looked a bit skinny and it looked a bit sick as well, and he said yeah, he's been having some health issues lately, trying to figure that one out, but yeah, I think he was just hanging on and just trying to get some points in the bag. So hopefully Scotty B can get himself back into some kind of fitness before the season moves too further forward. In the E2s, all about Double T. So he took his category win in the E2s, not only that, walked away with the big overall win. So our reigning champion is looking like he is trying to get his number 1 plate on his KTM. Once again, he was chased down by Wado, and those guys were just dicing it out the whole way through the day. Big Kenny and the big 450. Of course, Kenny took the honors in the 450 challenge category, which is a new initiative that is running in the National Enduro Series this year. But not only that, he proved that the big 450 is very capable, and he looks in much better form than he did down in Dundee. I think he just maybe thought like he didn't have the right equipment down in Dundee, and he says the 450 was a little bit too big down there. A little bit more flow at Wild West, and he was able to make the big bike work for him. On the silver class side of things, Kirsten Lantman walked away with a big victory. So she's really in good form this year, and she's going to be focusing now on a couple of the international events that she'll be heading forward to come the mid part of the year. On the senior side of things, it was always going to be a bit of a flip in the air to see who was going to get away with this one, because of course round number 1 winner Brian Kappa of the BCR Arrow Racing Yamaha squad, he's over and he's doing a lot of shows at the moment, so unable to come racing means that the door's open. Bruce May opened that door, kicked it down, walked away with a big win. Stuart Gregory was pretty close as well, so he was in the mix, walked away with the number 2 spot. And Ivan Rue from Rekapan Landscaping, he's been out of racing for a couple of years now, so great to see him come back into the fray and come straight onto the box, 3rd place, so good job there, Ivan. In the Masters category, Hilton. Hilton goes 2 for 2 on the little KTM 150. Looked like it might have been slightly underpowered at this event, but he kept his blade sharp. He got the job done, had nice clean issues, even stopping to help out his championship rival, Wild Willie Gillett, on the Liquorland KTM. And Willie almost returned the favor, but his prize was second place. So William Gillett in a bit of a battle this year. He had a scrappy season last year. He's having a bit of a messy one this year as well. He's second in points, but he's going to have to start getting some wins on the page if he wants to be moving forwards as the year goes on. Wild West was a great venue, nice tight 25k loop. It was well marked, it was well maintained, and it looked like the timing was actually pretty much on point, if not a little bit long in some of the circumstances. Denzel Tulaga back on point, threw down all the predictions on Thursday and Friday, so that the powers that be could actually lay out the race and the timing and the restrictions as it went on. It was a real good party, real good scene, and obviously we're going to be moving down to rounds 3 and 4 down in the Western and Eastern Cape, so watch out for all the press for that as we move forward. Talking about moving forward as well, we're going to be flipping the coin and going into the crossover weekend. The very last weekend of March crosses over into April as well. And we finally get to open our off-road account with the National Championship Series, the SACCs, up in Lichtenberg. Bikes and quads going to be racing on the Friday, with the cars and the trucks racing on the Saturday. I'll be up there. Hollywood Hills will be reporting back next week, talking about everything that's gone down there. We're also going to be visiting our good friends at BaseFit next week, so watch out for that. I'll be visiting a good buddy of mine, old Ludwig Jens van Vuren, to talk about BaseFit and all the training packages they have coming on board for the 2017 season. Looking a little bit further forward into the mid part of April, remember, I'm going to be working with T-Bone Racing, Graham Hedgecock, and everyone down at Cape Town as we promote the Junior National Enduro Tour. They've still got some seats available, so check out the advert and make sure you get your entries in. It's just a couple of weeks away, and I cannot wait to go down there. That's on the racing Easter weekend. It's going to be a double header down at Cape Town. If you've got the facility and your kids haven't already got their plans, make your way down there. It's going to be an absolute banger. I've already got my flight booked, and we are very, very, very excited about the Junior National Championship Series. Straight after that, we come back and we pick up on the round 3 of the GXCC series. Lawrence Mahoney and Maryland just keeping us on tenterhooks there. Haven't announced where the venue will be, but you've got to think it's going to be local side, probably around about the Falkville area, but we'll obviously be announcing that as we go forward. So we've already talked about T-Bone. Watch out for the advert at the end of the show. Other specials that are happening out there, EMD have got a ton of specials, and we're running them on Hollywood Hills for those guys at the moment. I saw them just drop one today, so that's going to be up there for the 661 MX boots. And then also Rad Motos, they're running their autumn special as well as a kit bag special. So go and check out that upstairs. I was up there at Rad last week. They are dripping in stock, and they are willing to make the deal, as they say. For now, that's going to be episode 33, thank you very much, of Hollywood Hills in the bag. Watch out next week where we report back from the Lichtenberg first round of the SACCs, that's the National Off-Road Championship for bikes and quads, and also pay our good friends at BaseFit a visit. We'll see you then.